Look, let me guess how this usually goes. You watch a financial video, or read a tweet, or hear advice from a friend who just discovered investing last year, and they say things like, just save more, spend less than you earn, invest consistently, buy assets, not liabilities. And you nod your head, because technically they're right. But then nothing changes. You still feel behind. You still feel anxious about money. Your bank balance still resets to zero every month like it's got amnesia. And you start thinking, okay, if this advice is so good, why does it feel so useless? If that thought has crossed your mind even once, this video is for you. Because here's the thing. Most financial advice isn't wrong. It's just completely disconnected from how real humans actually live. My name is Z, and I spend way too much time thinking about why most financial advice feels useless. And if you're someone who wants to build wealth, invest smarter, or just stop feeling stupid about money, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if it helps you out. Alright, let's talk about why the advice everyone gives rarely works. The first uncomfortable truth. Here's what most people don't realize. Financial advice is usually designed for an imaginary person. A person who has perfect self-control, never gets tired, never has family pressure, never impulse buys, never panics during downturns. In other words, not you, not me, not anyone watching this. Most advice assumes you'll behave like a spreadsheet, but humans don't behave like spreadsheets. We behave like emotional, tired, social animals. And that's where everything breaks. Why just save more is lazy advice. Let's start with the most common one. Just save more money. Okay, from what? According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average household spends about $72,967 per year, while the median household income is roughly $74,580. That leaves, wait for it, $1,600 a year. That's about $133 a month. So when someone says, just save more, what they're really saying is magically redesign your entire life structure. Because rent, food, transport, insurance, those aren't optional. And here's where it gets worse. A Federal Reserve survey found that 37% of adults can't cover a $400 emergency without borrowing or selling something. So telling people to save more when they're already stretched is like telling someone drowning to swim harder. Technically helpful, practically useless. This is where psychology sneaks in. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Most financial advice ignores behavioral economics, the study of how people actually make decisions. Your brain doesn't care about retirement at 65. It cares about tonight, this weekend, that feeling of relief when you click buy now. Behavioral economists call this hyperbolic discounting. Your brain heavily discounts future rewards in favor of immediate comfort. So when advice says, just invest $500 a month for 40 years, your brain hears, be uncomfortable forever for a payoff you can't visualize. Guess which one wins? Why budgeting fails most people. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but budgeting fixes this. Does it? Let's be honest. Most budgets fail for the same reason diets fail. They assume discipline is infinite. You create a budget on a calm Sunday. Then Monday happens. Then stress happens. Then life happens. And suddenly that fun money category disappears faster than crypto profits in 2022. A study from the Journal of Consumer Research found that rigid budgeting often leads to rebound spending, where people overspend more after a period of restriction. So the advice wasn't wrong, it just ignored how humans respond to restriction. The latte factor lie. Ah yes, the latte factor. Stop buying $5 coffee and you'll be rich. Let's do the math. $5 a day times 5 days a week times 50 weeks. $1,250 a year. Invested at 7% for 30 years, that's roughly $118,000. Sounds impressive, until you realize rent inflation can wipe that out. One medical emergency destroys it instantly. One bad career move erases it entirely. The problem isn't the coffee. The problem is that this advice focuses on micro behavior instead of macro structure. It teaches guilt, not leverage. What financial advice should focus on? Here's what most people don't realize. Wealth is built less by cutting expenses and more by changing exposure. Better income opportunities, asymmetric upside, compounding systems. Let me give you an example. Imagine two people. Person A cuts $300 a month in expenses. Person B increases their income by $1,000 a month. After taxes, person B still wins by a mile. Yet, most advice screams, stop spending, instead of asking, how do I increase my earning power without burning out? Why invest early still feels empty. Start investing early. True, but here's the psychological issue. If you're barely surviving, investing feels like self-punishment. You're asked to delay relief when relief already feels overdue. This is why people know investing matters but still don't do it. Not because they're lazy, because they're overwhelmed. And no one talks about that. The real reason advice feels patronizing. Here's the part nobody says out loud. A lot of financial advice is designed to make the advisor feel smart, not to make you feel capable. It's optimized for clarity, not usability. For simplicity, not realism. Spend less than you earn is true. It's also meaningless unless you explain where to start, what to sacrifice, how to deal with fear, when to break the rules. What actually works? Alright, so let's talk about solutions, not motivational fluff, real steps. Number 1, shrink decisions, not life. Instead of, I'll save more, try, I'll automate $50 the day after payday. Automation beats discipline every time. According to Vanguard, investors who automate contributions are significantly more likely to stay invested during market volatility. Number 2, design for bad days. Your plan should work when you're tired, stressed, and annoyed. If your system only works on perfect days, it's not a system. It's a fantasy. Number 3, focus on one financial lever, not 10. 1. Income, investing, debt, or spending. Most progress comes from focus, not balance. Number 4, make progress visible. Your brain needs feedback, graphs, milestones, net worth tracking. Progress fuels motivation more than advice ever will. Here's what most people don't realize. Financial advice feels useless because it skips the hardest part, identity change. You don't become wealthy by knowing more. You become wealthy by slowly becoming the kind of person who behaves differently with money. And that shift is uncomfortable, quiet, unsexy, but it works. Look, you're not broken. You don't lack discipline. You don't lack intelligence. You've just been given advice that ignores reality. So stop blaming yourself. Start building systems that respect how humans actually work. Money shouldn't feel like a constant fight. It should feel like momentum. And if this video helped you see money differently, even a little, that's a win. Subscribe if you want more honest conversations about building wealth without feeling trapped by it. I'll see you in the next one.